I call this meeting of the Carrollton-Farmers Branch ISD Board of Trustees to order at 6:01 PM on December 6, 2018. Board members, we're here to have our pre-meeting. Does anybody have any items on the consent agenda they'd like to discuss? Yes, Randy?
Item N. I don't think it needs to be pulled. I just have a question. And perhaps staff can advise on this. I noticed that we are providing kind of a carte blanche overflow parking environment, and we, them. Are there any liabilities that need to be addressed in something like that? Because I don't want us to be in a situation where we've ostensibly provided a general release to use it that would create any liability for us. So is that part of the agreement, or do we need to take a look at that? I don't know. I think it's a great idea. It makes sense to do it. I just want to make sure we're not creating any issues for us down the road.
We'll confirm with our attorneys just to make sure that they evaluated that, but we have agreements with other folks when we're utilizing with adjacent owners, so we'll double check and make sure.
Okay. I'm good then.
Thank you. Ms. Valenzuela?
On item C, is cyclones, the cost of cyclones a recurring cost? So that $200K, is that something that's annually occurring, or is this a one-time purchase?
We'll defer that to Ms. Webb.
That is the initial first-year cost. After that, the cost is significantly less because it is a maintenance cost then and not a purchase.
Got it. And that comes up in the purchasing report then?
Yes.
Okay.
Board members, any other questions?
I have one more.
Okay.
Looking at the purchase of the buses, I guess that's the same thing. Are we going to be paying for that all at once, or is that something that we're doing over a period of time?
Right now, we are trying to get our fleet back on a normal cycle, because we have more than 35 buses that are 15-plus years old, and so we want to get them out of our inventory. So we purchased 10 last year and 15 this year. We want to get eventually where we're buying 10 per year, and then they last 10 years. We have approximately 140 buses is the range we're in and what we need to maintain. So that's where we'll ultimately get to, is around 10, but right now we're trying to get caught up so we can get some of those older buses out of our fleet. This will take off a large number of those, but we still have another group that we need to get rid of.
Okay, thank you.
Could you use that? Board members, it looks like we've exhausted our questions. Dr. Chapman, do you have anything for the board tonight?
Yes, first of all, Ms. Tillman wants to address H, some of the playground and the funds for purchasing those.
As we have looked at options for utilizing our TIF funds, exterior improvements that are fixtures qualify for the utilization of those funds. These two campuses are in Farmers Branch, and so we are going to utilize Farmers Branch TIF funds for that purchase at those two elementary campuses. The executive summary does reference general fund, but we are going to utilize TIF Farmers Branch. This is really to approve the purchase, but we wanted you to know that that was going to be the funding source for this purchase.
Is that one or two?
One, TIF one.
Tip one.
Dr. Warnock?
Thank you, Dr. Chapman. Board members, we just have a few items tonight. We have several students who are continuing on in the All-State Music Contests. So we're at the area round and have had multiple students advance in choir, orchestra, and band. And so we'll be finalizing those All-State auditions. We're also thrilled that the Blaylock Honor Choir is going to be performing. We had our elementary choir perform last year, and so for a second year in a row, a CFB choir to be selected to perform at TMEA, it's like the Super Bowl of music performances. So it's really an accomplishment. The state piloted last year the release of interim STAR tests. They come from the state, so written in the same format, and those are online. They've expanded that this year, and the data tools that they've given us are improved. So we have just given that first round of interim state tests, and we're working on looking at the data for that, and we'll be sharing more information with you about that. We will have winter map testing when we return from break, and that'll give us a good glance at our fall to winter growth. And we'll have a fall to winter update for the board by the end of February. And our taper report, along with our school report cards and our federal report card, will all be released here in December. We don't have a release date yet, just the month of December some point. So once those are released, then we will have a report for the board in pre-meeting, and then we'll have the public presentation and hearing within the timelines provided in statute. So either at the January or February meeting, we bring that in pre-meeting and then bring a report to the board. So just so you know, that's going to be coming soon.
Anything else, Dr. Chapman?
Yeah, I wanted to just touch base with the board to let you know that we are now working on the bond calendar, and we're moving, I'm going to send the board the first series of the $116 million bond that Ms. Tillman and her crew have been working on, and I'm going to walk you through, once you get that, what are those projects that we're looking at, how did we go about picking those projects, and how we're going to move forward. And then we're going to walk through a little bit about the process of the entire bond and what that tentative plan is. So I'll be sending that information to you guys soon, and then we need to have a conversation too, is how do we want to be as transparent as we possibly can, not only with the board but with the community, not just in our website, but how do we want to show that progress, the completion date, and also, so many people want to see what does that exterior look like? What are we doing here and there? So I want to pick your brains a little bit on how that's going to look, how we're going to be as transparent, and how detailed we're going to be in that process. So I will be sending you a spreadsheet no later than next week that's going to detail out some of those ideas and or the initial projects in that first $116 million, and then start having that conversation in more detail. So I want to make sure again that we are being as transparent as we possibly can, but at the same time being able to provide that detail that people are wanting to see as we move forward.
And I see that we're having a thank you for the bond
Yes.
committee on December 11th, and I was going to kind of like just straw poll of which, I'm having eye surgery that afternoon, so I may or may not be there. But how is Ms. Valenzuela, do you think you'll be there? No, I'm just kidding.
Everything I'm doing over the next couple of weeks is tentative.
Okay, so, but I would just express that I think that I'm appreciative that we're able to thank our committee, and I'm sorry if I don't make it. But
If you haven't seen outside too, I want you to take the time to look, and you can see we have a CFB championship wall. You can look at all the medallions of our state and national champs. That's finally on the wall. It looks really good. If you take the time, communications department did a fine job taking care of that, as well as even our teachers of the 9 weeks, employees of the 9 weeks. We have some new frames that are on the wall, just really classy as we celebrate these individuals. And tonight's going to be the first night that we're going to be celebrating some of our student accomplishments. So it's always a wonderful opportunity to showcase our students for the great things that they're doing. And one thing I want to say that we're going to start listing our academic all-state folks. So all those students that earn academic all-state, we're going to start showcasing that piece. And I've got the first one today from Turner. Coach Young we had 3 individuals that made academic all-state, and so we're going to celebrate those in a new way too, and I'll share that with you as we move forward in the near future. all I have.
I would also just mention in the Music City Bowl is a Creekview graduate, David Blau. And to read the stories of what he's doing and off the field are very touching, so.
Yes. And we hope to bring him in the district soon. He's a busy man right now.
Yeah,
And he hopefully
he's
will be
got
in
a
the near
bowl
future.
game.
Yes, but we hope to bring him back to CFB and have a celebration with him for his success in college at Purdue.
Anything else, board members? With that, I believe we've reached the end of our agenda at 6:12 and a half. I call this meeting of the Carrollton-Farmers Branch ISD Board of Trustees to order at 7 p.m. on December 6, 2018. Can you believe it's December 6th? Board members, district staff members, and members of the audience, you are free to join me in standing as Dr. Ken Ritchie from Faith United provides a message followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Guillermo Ramos and the Pledge of the Texas Flag led by Sally Derrick.
Let's pray. O sovereign God of all creation, in the noise of ideologies and agendas, you gently whisper your word of truth. In the cacophony of rhetoric and propaganda, you gently whisper your word of love. In the discordance of exclusion and supremacy, you gently whisper your word of justice. May we hear the gentle rhythm of your grace. May we see the gentle presence of your realm. May we walk in the gentle presence of your love. In these days of madness and misdirection, chaos and fear, self-interest and narcissism, we need your direction. The strength of our own intelligence, the depth of our own human insight, the frailty of our own inspiration reveal our weakness and our dependence. For hope and wisdom, justice and compassion, peace and joy, these come from you and you alone. As these community servants wrestle with issues complex and intricate, grant them the insight that builds up community for the good of all your children, young and old, and guide and empower them to be faithful stewards of the resources entrusted to them, to the least and the most, to the forgotten and the privileged, to the poor and the rich, to the weak and the strong, the marginalized and the favored, the excluded and the included. In community, we offer prayers of intercession that you would look with favor and compassion on the world that you have made, redeemed, and sustained, on our nation, our state, our communities, our neighborhoods, on our families. Grant healing, wholeness, and deliverance. The needs and concerns are numerous and great, but you are greater, full of steadfast love and faithfulness through Christ. May your blessings of love rain down upon the students of this district, their parents and families, the support staff, teachers, administrators, whatever concerns, worries, fears, or anxieties that lie on our hearts this night, comfort us with the hope that a day is coming when things will be on earth as they are in heaven, an advent in which we wait and watch and anticipate. All glory be yours, loving God, now and always, through Christ and the Holy Spirit, forever and ever. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. As a district, we dedicate all our efforts and resources to our goal of high achievement for each student. The board uses this goal to guide all deliberations, decisions, and actions. You will get to see all deliberations, decisions, and actions of the board in open session, with the exception of some items which may be discussed in a closed session as stipulated in the Texas Government Code, Section 551, commonly known as the Open Meetings Law. These items typically deal with personnel matters, consultation with our attorney, and real estate. For the record, the board members are all present, and we constitute a quorum and may conduct business on behalf of the district. As required by Board Policy BBD Local, let the minutes reflect that all board members are well on the way to completing or exceeding the required hours of continuing education for the current reporting period that ends in May 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, before moving on to the next item, I would like to remind you that the board encourages comments from citizens of the district and from district employees. Anyone wishing to speak, either as an individual or as a representative of a group, may do so during agenda item number 3, audience for guests. Please submit your request to do so on one of the forms provided on the table just outside the north entrance of the boardroom. You may place the completed form in the box provided on that same table, or present your completed form to Administrative Assistant Ms. Sharon Scrivener over here at this table waving. When the board addresses at agenda item number 3, audience for guests, you'll be invited to the podium over here to speak. So this is the fun part, our special presentations and recognitions. Agenda item number 2, and Dr. Chapman?
Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to recognize our students and their accomplishments and successes. So first off, we're going to acknowledge our National Merit Award recipients.
This evening, we are pleased to honor several students for amazing accomplishments. We will first begin with our National Merit students, commended Hispanic Program honorees and semifinalists. Dr. Warnock will give a brief overview of the National Merit Program, then we will begin our recognitions from Creekview.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. There are about 1.6 million students in the United States that test with the PSAT National Merit Qualifying Examination. Of those 1.6 million, about 50,000 with the highest selection index scores qualify for recognition. This is the top 3% of student achievement in our nation, and we're going to recognize those students tonight. Students that move on to be honored as semifinalists are in the top 1% of student achievement in the nation, and they will have the opportunity to advance to finalist standing in February. Tonight, we are absolutely honored and thrilled to recognize these outstanding young people and to invite their principals to share their accomplishments.
We will begin with Creekview High School Principal Joe LaPuma.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, members of the board. What a great honor it is to be the principal at Creekview High School. A large part of the great honor is I get to work every day with students like those that my colleagues and I will be introducing and recognizing tonight. As part of the National Merit Program, I am proud to introduce the following outstanding Creekview High School scholars. First, this student is unable to attend, but first is Yujin Kim. She is the daughter of young Mi and N.S. Kim. Yujin is a national commended scholar who will study bioengineering at either Vanderbilt, Rice, or the University of Texas in Austin. Yujin Kim. Next is Hannah Carlisle. Would you like Hannah to join you? Hannah, join them up front. Hannah is the daughter of Stephen and Janara Carlisle. Hannah is a National Hispanic recognized scholar. She is deciding between Austin College and Dallas Baptist University, where she will study psychology. Hannah Carlisle. Our next National Hispanic scholar is Ana Martinez. Ana is the daughter of Carlos Martinez and Angela Curtin. Anna will be attending the University of Texas in Arlington, where she will study nursing. Anna Martinez. And the last student that we will be recognizing from Creekview tonight is Javier Torino Ampudia. He goes by Kenny. Kenny is another National Hispanic scholar who will study computer engineering at, get this, Yale. And might I mention, at Yale on a full ride. Kenny Torino. Thank you. We're very proud of these students. Take a picture. Yes, please, may I?
You can go over to
Congratulations, students. Next, we will have Newman Smith High School Associate Principal Bobby Taylor. Good evening, President Klein, Dr. Chapman, and members of the board. Again, I'm Bobby Taylor, Associate Principal at the Newman Smith High School. I'm honored to have the opportunity to recognize our scholars. First, we have Kelly Bronder. He is the son of Ned and Paula Bronder, and he is a National Merit semifinalist who plans to attend Princeton and study economics. Our second National Merit semifinalist is Kaushik Jampala, who is actually not here because he has a Calc 3 final that he couldn't get out of. So. He's the son of Srinivan Jampala and Anita Gouda, and he hasn't decided where he's going to be attending yet. Awesome kid. Our commended National Merit Scholars, we first have Rachel Bertrand, daughter of Greg and Paula Bertrand, who will be studying at SMU Medical Science. Next, we have Jeffrey Salgado, son of Jorge and Hulda Salgado, and he will be attending Rice, studying chemical engineering. And our last commended national scholar, although he couldn't attend today, is David Lassiter, is the son of Connell and Susan Lassiter, and he will be attending UTD to study data sciences. Thank you, guys. Congratulations, students. Now from R.L. Turner High School, we have Associate Principal Vicki Cisneros.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Vicki Cisneros, President Klein, Dr. Chapman, members of the board. I serve as the Associate Principal at R.L. Turner High School. I have the honor this evening of recognizing our scholars. First, we have National Merit semifinalist Ronald Bonatatabis. Ronald is the son of Dory and Ronald Bonatatabis. He is undecided but will attend a four-year university and study music. Isaac Chaudhry. Isaac is a National Merit semifinalist. He is the grandson of Jerry and Diane Ligon. He also is undecided but will attend a four-year university and will study electrical engineering. Kavya Madipudi. Kavya is the daughter of Krishna and Srinivas Madipudi. She is a National Merit semifinalist, and she will attend UT Austin and will study biomedical engineering. Arman Aznavour. Arman is the son of Maral and Diran Aznavour. He is a commended National Merit Scholar. He will attend UT Dallas and will study arts, technology, and emerging communications. Riley Carlin. Riley is the daughter of Catherine and Terry Carlin. She is a National Merit Commended Scholar and will attend Brown University and will study applied mathematics. Garrett Chandler. Garrett is the son of Donnell and Greg Chandler. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar. Garrett will attend Texas A&M and will study will study history to become a teacher and a coach.
Get down on your list.
Eduardo Masuera. Eduardo is the son of Silvia and Mauricio Masuera. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar. Eduardo will attend UT Dallas and will study computer science. Maria Nguyen. Maria is the daughter of Deep Chu and Tan Nguyen. She is a commended National Merit Scholar. Maria will attend UT Austin and will study computer science. Graham Vigut. Graham is the son of Karen and Todd Vigut. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar. Graham will attend the University of Michigan and will study music performance. Akihiro Yoshimoto. Akihiro is the son of Tomoko and Koichiro Yoshimoto. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar. He will attend UT Austin and will study computer science. And Jaime Aguilar Paz. Jaime is the son of Edith Paz and Jaime Aguilar. He is a National Hispanic Recognition Scholar. Jaime will attend UT Dallas and will study computer science. Thank you.
Can you even get Riley? Riley, stand up. Yes. You're good. There you go. Yes, there you go.
Congratulations, students. We would now like to honor our All-State Orchestra Award recipient from Rancho High School. Principal Sherry Scrutch will make the presentation.
Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, and members of the school board. I'm Sherry Scrutch, and I have the privilege of serving as the principal of Ranch View High School. Tonight, I'd like to introduce Miss Esther Pang. Esther is here tonight with her parents, Minji Huang and Oliver Pang, and her brother, Roger. Esther has been selected as a member of the Texas Music Educators Association All-State Symphonic Orchestra. Esther is currently a freshman at Ranch View High School and competed against 376 violinists statewide, most of which were from 5A and 6A programs, to earn a spot in this prestigious orchestra in February. Esther is the first orchestra student from Ranch View ever to become an All-Stater. Esther's future plans include college, possibly Baylor University, Rice University, or the University of Chicago, but she still is narrowing her choices. Congratulations, Esther. Your efforts have made our Wolfpack proud.
Congratulations, Esther, on the amazing accomplishment. And to all of our students, congratulations. Dr. Chapman.
Yes, what a wonderful opportunity to recognize some of our brightest students. Thank you guys for all that you do make CFB look its best, and you have such a bright future ahead of you. And so good luck to each and every one of you. Now we're going to recognize our teachers of the 9 weeks, second 9 weeks, our teachers, I'll get it in a minute. Those individuals were picked by their peers. And the wonderful thing is we're going to have 3 teachers of 9 weeks at each campus. At the end of the year, we're going to pick one teacher that's going to represent that campus as Teacher of the Year. At the end of the year, we're going to have a celebration, a banquet, where we're going to elect, through a selection process, an elementary and a secondary Teacher of the Year that will go before the Region 10, for the potential being the Region Teacher of the Year. So I just want to tell you, our stellar teachers, we are so proud to honor you. Your picture's out in the front. We just want to tell you thank you for all that you do for us each and every day. And at this time, we'll start recognizing our teachers of the 9th week.
Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, and members of the board. My name is Jose Ramos. I am the principal at Blair Elementary. It is my distinct honor to present Blair's teacher of the second 9 weeks, Mrs. Ashley Rust. Ashley has been a teacher for 5 years, and luckily, those 5 years have all been at Blair Elementary. I must say, it is difficult to encompass Ashley's greatness as a teacher in a few words. However, I will do my best. Yes, Ashley has strong instructional organization, is reflective about her craft, is fair and caring to all her students, and is dedicated to lifelong learning. But above all else, what sets Ashley apart is her in-depth content knowledge about literacy. To spend time in Ashley's classroom and observe her command of shared reading, guided reading, word study, read alouds, and so on, is nothing short of a sublime experience. Thank you, Mrs. Rust, for your dedication. I am lucky to call you my colleague and friend.
Good evening. My name is Eva Medina Walker. I'm proud principal of Blanton Elementary, and I'm honored to be here tonight to introduce to you Queen Tran, our teacher of the 9 weeks. Queen started her teaching career in Blanton Elementary as a 4th grade teacher, and this year became our STEM teacher. Due to her passion and dedication to our students, she has been named an unsung hero and a VIP, and it was in my speech for VIP that I first described Queen as the Energizer Bunny, and that still holds true today. She is a dynamo packed in a petite body. Her endless energy is always accompanied with a big smile. Obstacles, big or small, are tackled without hesitation. She embraces challenges and energizes students to work together, even kindergartners, and that is no easy task. Queen motivates, reinforces, nurtures, encourages, listens, and sets expectations without missing a beat, and then turns around and does it all over again 5 more times during the day. She sets high expectations for herself and her students, and she's there every step of the way to support their efforts. Students respond with respect and awe for what she teaches them every day. For this and many other reasons, I, along with the Blanton colleagues, are honored to present Ms. Queen Tran as our teacher of the 9 weeks.
Dr. Chapman and members of the board, my name is Monica Cohen, and I am the proud principal at Carrollton Elementary. I would like to congratulate Becky Wall as she was selected as our teacher of the second 9 weeks. Becky shows up every day with a smile. I'm always impressed with the way she has cared for and educated the students under her. Ms. Wall brings passion for math and love of learning to her students every day. She wants her students to be successful and cares for their well-being. She treats every single student the same, and her expectations are high. When students enter her classroom, they know that she has positive expectations and that she will never give up on them. She is not only her students' teacher, but she is also their cheerleader. She has a passion for teaching and knows how to increase student achievement. As one of her colleagues states, she gets the job done. Ms. Wall, thank you for being a part of the Carrollton Elementary family, and congratulations on being selected as teacher of the second 9 weeks.
Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, and board members. My name is Luz Soto Dimas, and I have the honor of being the principal at Central Elementary. Tonight, we are honoring Caitlin Troutman as our teacher of the second 9 weeks. Ms. Troutman has revolutionized our music program at Central. Dedication to our students, passion for her craft, diligent in her work, inspiring to all are just a few words that describe Caitlin. She puts continuously and endless hours to provide positive musical experiences for all students. Whether students are participating in the after-school programs, including choir and troublemakers, or attending weekly music classes, they're eager to work hard and look forward to seeing Ms. Troutman. Central is privileged to have Ms. Troutman as a Central Cub team member.
Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, members of the board. My name is Kim Chow Jackson, principal at Country Place Elementary. It is my pleasure tonight to introduce to you our teacher of the second 9 weeks, Dessa Bentley. We are fortunate to have Ms. Bentley as part of our Country Place family. This is Dessa's 8th year at Country Place and is a proud product of CFB as well. She attended Montgomery Elementary, Vivian Field Middle School, and graduated from Arl Turner High School. Go Lions! She student taught at McLaughlin Elementary, and we are certainly lucky to have kept her in CFB. Ms. Bentley is a 4th grade math teacher, and students were quite excited to share what they thought about Ms. Bentley. And they all spoke about how Ms. Bentley made them feel about math and about their learning. Lauren Stevens said, "She's the best teacher ever because she taught me more about math even when I was horrible at math." Dessa embodies our school motto: work hard, play hard, be kind. She consistently has a positive attitude about teaching and helping her teammates. She's flexible and she goes above and beyond in everything that she does. Our librarian said Dessa is simply really, 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 really great. Really. She just goes above and beyond. She holds her students to high expectations, and they all rise to the challenge. I think the proudest Country Place Eagle is our kindergartner, Colton Bentley, because he thinks Miss Bentley is the best mommy in the whole wide world. Dessa, the Country Place family, and your family here tonight congratulate you and celebrate you tonight as our teacher of the second 9 weeks.
Good evening, President Klein, Dr. Chapman, and members of the board. I'm Lisa Williams, principal of Davis Elementary. And tonight, we're honoring Mrs. Monica Godwin. Besides the hundreds of students that Monica has helped come into the world, she's rearing 3 beautiful girls who are stellar students and with beautiful manners. They love God and pray faithfully for our school. Kind, focused, determined, balanced, and hardworking describe Monica. Students say, "We learn to read and write like experts." Monica began her teaching career at Davis 11 years ago in 1st grade, and she is the hallmark of our slogan, "Be the exception." Exceptional in every way, Monica's leadership toward excellence is evidenced each day at any time I walk into her room or take a guest. It is not unusual for me to find teachers lingering in her doorway, absorbing best practices for organization, for instruction, and watching students who are self-directed learners and self-regulated 6-year-olds who will tell you quickly why and how to keep your glitter settled. This week, the children had an ethics debate, and the level of discourse rivaled much older students as they used evidence-based text references for analysis and interpretation. And I'm not kidding, Dr. Warnock. As the two top students sparred, one relented and moved to the opposite side of the room. And he stated, "Yes, I had a really good argument, but her argument was better, so I changed my thinking." That is an example of the foundational critical thinking skills that Monica establishes in her first grade students to take them through life's journey. Always willing to serve on any committee, leadership and otherwise, teach at faculty meetings, welcome everyone into her classroom. Monica is an absolute asset, not only to Davis Elementary, but to CFB, Texas, and yes, the United States. She is truly a fabulous educator for whom I am deeply grateful. Thank you for your service, Monica.
Good evening, President Klein, Dr. Chapman, and members of the board. My name is Susan Machayo, and I have the honor of serving as the principal at Farmers Branch Elementary. Tonight, we are here to honor Elizabeth Bradford, our Support Center Special Education Instructor, as the teacher of our second 9 weeks. This is Beth's 3rd year serving the students of FBE. As a principal, when you suddenly have an opening in a self-contained special education classroom on July 19th, a tad bit of anxiety sets in. That is until Elizabeth Bradford walks in for an interview. Our team knew instantly she was the one, and we wanted to follow her to her car and immediately offer her a contract. But we didn't because I couldn't. I wanted to, and we didn't want to seem desperate. Beth builds incredible relationships with her students and families in a way I've never seen. The staff, principal included, taps into her wealth of behavioral management knowledge and expertise in order to improve our own practices. Farmers Branch Elementary is truly blessed to have Beth Bradford as part of our FBE family.
Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, and members of the board. I'm Robin Campbell, and I am the proud principal at Freeman Elementary. It is my honor tonight to recognize, along with the rest of the Freeman family, Stacy Warner as the teacher of the second 9 weeks. Stacy is proud to call CFBISD her teaching home for 11 years. From serving as her fearless second grade team leader, to courageously organizing bus dismissal at the end of every day, planning positive staff culture building activities as the Sunshine leader, and then last, serving as an ATB site director till the end of the day. It is without hesitation that we recognize and honor Stacy for her dedication to the entire Freeman community. Our campus and district is a better place to learn, to work, and grow because of her unwavering commitment to this honorable profession of education. Congratulations, Stacy.
right. Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, members of the school board. My name is Lori Parker, and I'm the principal at Fresno Elementary. It is my honor to introduce second grade teacher Judy Kelly as Fresno's teacher of the second 9 weeks. Mrs. Kelly has 32 years of teaching experience. 17 of those she has been in CFB, and all 17 have been at Fresno. Judy is an amazing teacher who has a wonderful outlook on life and a great sense of humor, which I love. When she isn't teaching, you might find Miss Kelly taking horseback riding lessons, riding her motorcycle with her husband of 37 years, Miss Kelly, is that right, Dale, or cheering on her alma mater. Trying to think of the name. It's Orange Clemson, is that it? Okay, just checking. Yes, we all know the football scores. Judy exemplifies what it means to be a master. I really did know the school. Judy exemplifies what it means to be a master teacher, and her students adore her. She always has a smile on her face, welcomes every child that comes to her room, and works so hard to ensure that each student succeeds to the best of their ability. In a recent parent meeting, Judy told a parent that their child was a joy to be around. We all agree and can say Judy is truly a joy to be around. Thank you, Judy, for all you do for Fresno.
Good evening, Ms. Klein, Dr. Chapman, and members of the board. My name is Shanaj Ahmad, and I'm the proud principal of R.E. Good Ivy World School. Please help me in welcoming Ms. Monica Martinez as our second 9 weeks Teacher of the Year. That was our first 9 weeks Teacher of the Year. As a Title I school is defined as having a high number of low-income students and a lack of access to resources. Good Elementary is a Title I school, but we are not lacking. Good is actually one of the wealthiest schools in Texas, and in my opinion, in the nation. One of the things that makes our school so wealthy is our kindergarten teacher, Ms. Martinez. Ms. Martinez, you give our students access to one of the finest things in life, and that's a quality education. Not once have I walked into your classroom where I haven't seen you pouring your heart out to your kids. This includes wearing a cape and acting like Wonder Woman as you teach your students how to use their superpowers to learn to read. You recognize that knowledge is power, and you empower our little gators to be critical thinkers and compassionate human beings each day. But the education does not stop there. You also are an advocate for parent education, and you empower our families to become partners in their children's learning. Ms. Martinez, thank you for being such a valuable asset to our school, and most importantly, for making our students feel like $1 million every day.
Better get in the picture.
That was sweet. That was good. Dr. Chapman, members of the board, my name is Debbie Williams, principal of Kent Elementary. Tonight, we're here to recognize Kim Cathy as Teacher of the 9 weeks. Ms. Cathy has been a teacher for 27 years, 25 years in CFB, and 15 years at Kent Elementary. She has a passion for teaching and goes above and beyond to make sure that she reaches and meets the needs of every student. She values each student and makes them feel special and safe by respecting their ideas and their feelings. Kim is a testament to her faith, providing loving guidance to all. When students become frustrated, Kim is there to calm the storm. She makes the best of every situation and inspires students to do their best. Her classroom is warm, welcoming to enter, and each student knows that they are an important part of her classroom community. Kim is respected by all as a team player, a skilled leader, and has a work ethic that doesn't quit. Mrs. Kathy is a pleasure to work with and loved by everyone in our Kent family. We love you, Kim.
Good evening, Dr. Chapman, President Klein, and members of the school board. My name is Stephanie Lopez, and I'm the principal at Tom Landry Elementary. It is my honor to introduce art teacher Christy Bowling as Landry's teacher of the second 9 weeks. Ms. Bowling began her teaching in Mesquite ISD, where she shared her passion for art with children for 9 years. She began her time in CFB 3 years ago, and this is actually her first year to join us at Landry. Here are the many reasons Ms. Bowling was chosen as teacher of the 9 weeks, as stated by her colleagues. She energizes the students to become creative and think outside the box. She's totally amazing. She has transformed our school into a thing of beauty. She models for the students ways their art can have a positive impact on their environment. Her positive energy and her love for art make our school gorgeous. But I think one colleague sums it up best: she rocks. Thank you, Ms. Bowling, for rocking at Landry.
So at this time, we're at item number 2C, district announcements. Ms. Brown?
Thank you. Tonight, I would like to share some important announcements. First, we are thankful to our staff, students, families, and community during this wonderful holiday season. I want to remind everyone that campuses and offices will be closed for the holidays from December the 24th through January the 4th. Early college high school students and staff follow a different schedule, which coincides with the Brookhaven College calendar. They are closed December 17th through January the 4th. During this holiday season, our campuses will be hosting many holiday performances and programs. Visit our website to see a list of those holiday performances. Do you want to learn more about the amazing programs available for your children? Mark your calendars for January 24th at Ranch View High School from 5:30 to 7:30 for the second annual Stellar Fair. All campuses and CFB Stellar programs will be on hand with hands-on activities. In addition, we will have a planetarium, robotics, Legos, live animal demonstrations, and musical performances. Make plans to attend on January 24th from 5:30 to 7:30 at Ranch View High School to learn about all the amazing opportunities available to your children in CFBISD. Now I would like to welcome Council PTA President Meredith Watson to present some announcements and information about PTA.
President Klein, members of the board, Dr. Chapman, and staff. As Angela said, my name is Meredith Watson, and I serve as the Council PTA President for CFB. I'm here tonight to provide a brief update on the efforts of Council PTA and our local PTAs that support our goal of high achievement for each student. Local PTAs have hosted book fairs, pep rallies, and other family engagement nights over the past month, and these events focus on increasing parent and community involvement in our schools, which we consider a priority as PTA. Many of our local PTAs organize spirit nights at local restaurants, and this is a super easy way to engage with other CFB families over dinner, as well as a great opportunity to help financially support PTA, and no one has to cook. So I would urge everyone to connect with the Campus on PTA on their Facebook pages as a way to receive notifications about such opportunities. I am a member of all of the Facebook groups, and there's a ton every week. So 34 of our 36 PTAs are in active status with Texas PTA, which means they have a minimum of 20 members and have registered their officers with Texas PTA. 13 of our 36 have more members than last year as of October 31st, which is awesome. So they were awarded the Fall Membership Increase Award from Texas PTA. Combined as a district, we have 5,419 members, which is about 600 members short of our membership numbers from last year. So please join one of your local PTAs. You can find most of them on joinpta.org or contact your local school officers. Council PTA is partnering with the district parent education team and presenting tips for busy families on healthy eating and exercise. More details for that to come on our Facebook page. Local campuses were busy in the month of November accepting and then judging their local Reflections entries. Reflections is a national PTA art program with 6 categories of dance choreography, film, production, literature, music composition, photography, and visual arts. There are 4 age groups, and we've received approximately 150 entries from 20 of our schools that have advanced to Council PTA for judging this Saturday. Council PTA awards will be handed out at our next meeting on January 16th at 6:30 p.m. at Newman Smith High School. We want everyone to come and celebrate our artists, so please all join us. There will be more information about the award ceremony on our Facebook page. A special thank you to our volunteer judges who will be giving their time and talents to us this Saturday. And then I speak for our CFB Council PTA board when I say that your gift to us as a district is that you provide so much support for our volunteers and that we too are able to contribute to high achievement for each student. We wish you all a very happy holiday season and look forward to seeing everyone on January 16th for our Reflections Awards.
Thank you, Ms. Watson. That concludes our announcements this evening.
So, principals, thank you and your staff for bringing us your Teachers of the Second 9 Weeks. We appreciate learning about the Energizer Bunnies, the Wonder Woman, and all the amazing people that are in everything, After the Bell, arts, the ones that work so hard with our kids. So thank you for telling us about your outstanding teachers, and thank you to the other teachers that are here to help celebrate these. Parents, principals, thank you for bringing your students to tell us about. That's what we're really here for, is to help everybody achieve, but we recognize your exceptional skills and your recognition through the National Merit Program, and we also appreciate our musician from Ranch View. It is amazing, and we relish knowing what y'all love doing. And I look forward to the season in May, where we get to hear where you're really going to go and what you really want to do, because by then you'll have it all in concrete. So I'm keeping track. We had that one little Aggie, I think, was he the one that wanted to be the teacher? We hope that you will consider CFB in your future, but you need to study and work really hard. Don't go down there and play. And those UT people, same for y'all. So, and UTD and everything, UTA, they're all great schools everywhere around that y'all are going, and Yale, okay. So, but, and there's actually, you know, we have a number of former students that all have graduated from Yale, so it's amazing. And this is really, I'll look at my board. Is this where you find some of the most joy you get from serving? So, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday and be safe. And don't forget you have school for a little while longer this year. And but we won't be back till January 17th is our next board meeting. But we're going to be here for a couple more hours tonight. But we detect that some of y'all may have somewhere better to be. I know Calculus 3 test is probably already filled up, whoever that poor soul was. So, but thank y'all for coming, and especially the parents for sharing your kids with us. At this time, we're going to take a brief recess. At 7:49, we'll come back at 8:05. This meeting of the Carrollton-Farmers Branch ISD Board of Trustees is called back to order at 8:05 p.m. The next item on the agenda is audience for guests. Ms. Scrivener, we do not have any audience for guests? No, ma'am, we do not. Thank you. So that takes us to item number 4, consent agenda item. The consent agenda is a mechanism that the board uses to approve a number of routine items together with a single vote. In compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, the public notice for this meeting includes the list of all consent agenda items, and the board has been provided ample information about these items in advance. Prior to any action taken on the consent agenda, Board members may request withdrawal of individual items for clarification or discussion. Board members, are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda at this time? Well, I'm kidding. What normally happens next, Mr. Matthews? Yes, Mr. Roderick?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda items 4A through 4P as presented.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Bocek, a second from Mr. Matthews. Is there any discussion? Guess not. All those in favor, please raise your hand. With a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries. So that takes us to item number 5. We have no non-action items. So that takes us to item number 6, items for discussion and/or action. So 6A, no items removed from consent, so we'll go to 6B. Consider approval of CSP 2008-11-281 for exterior improvements to 4 campuses. Dr. Chapman?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Finley's going to provide a PowerPoint to walk us through the 4 exterior improvements for the schools that are listed above.
Thank you, Dr. Chapman, Ms. Klein, board members. I'm excited to present an overview of our exterior improvements at 4 campuses. For your information, these projects are all funded out of the Farmers Branch number 1 TIF zone. To begin with, I want to point out some common characteristics of all the projects. First of all, these projects are fairly small in scope, and they're concentrated at the entrance level, and that is really specifically to enhance the curb appeal of the campuses. We are utilizing in each of the projects low maintenance, very hardy, indigenous native plants. Our project funding was enough that we have specified very large mature trees, and this is an important consideration because the branches are higher so you can see under the trees, and it's going to be really nice. We're expanding the hard surfaces. What we saw when we went to the campuses is there's a lot of grass surfaces around the entrance that get trampled and the grass gets killed under that, and so we're expanding the surfaces so kids can stand, and that includes pavers and decomposed granite. We're enclosing the planting beds with mow strips, and so that's putting the planting beds in areas that are easier to maintain and to keep up. We're strategically locating raised and fortified planters, and when I say fortified planters, we're talking 5,000-pound concrete planters that are anchored to the surface. And this is very strategic, and it addresses some of the issues that we have in our security assessment. We're, of course, extending the irrigation system and doing some simple exterior lightings. And importantly and critically, this last point is we're going to use this as a pilot. So we'll be able to look to see how these plants do, how our maintenance department maintains them, and how they look over a period of time. So that's a critical consideration. So the first project we'll look at is Blair Elementary. This, of course, is the existing conditions. You can see some of the trampled grass that I spoke about, and this is the entrance. So the next plan, and this is how each of the projects I'll go through. The plans are going to be overviews of this. They're fairly detailed, but I'll try to point out some important pieces of it that relate to those common characteristics. So this is that same entrance in plan view. The big circles you see are the actually designation of the trees. The smaller circles are the low-level ground cover planting. Anything you see that's pattern is some sort of hard surface expansion, which would be pavers. And if there's big square components, that represents the big fortified planters that I spoke about. And you can see how this lays out. And again, this is concentrated at the entrance, so this is really going to make the entrances pop at these campuses.
Was that a flagpole that was in front of the school?
Yeah, that is the existing flagpole.
And that's where it was trampled. So where is that on there?
Let me see if I can get that.
Is it to the right of the 2 square?
It is to so the big 2 trees you see at the front, it's right to the right of that.
So what are you putting there? You said either decomposed granite
or pavers. At Farmers Branch is another campus that we're addressing. This is a little more dramatic view of some of that trampled areas that grass does not grow. Farmers Branch actually has some really beautiful mature trees there, which is part of our issue, and so we made sure we specified plants that would do well in shade, basically. So this is the plan view of that campus. You can see the drive there that winds around to the left, and you can see some of the extended areas where we noticed some of the ground cover being trampled down. Again, it's the same designation for plants. The larger circles are the trees, and the smaller ones are the low-level shrubs. I will point out, right at the front entrance to the right there, there's that little existing notch of concrete. So we're doing some real nice planters there, right at the campus when you walk up. The design of the campus is really intriguing. It's very indicative of that style, and so we want to kind of enhance that piece when you walk up. We also are planning to the left of the entrance we're specifying a really beautiful Japanese maple as a decorative piece there. For Field, this is an interesting project because Field Middle School, as part of the bond election, is one of the campuses that has major renovations. So we want to make sure we're sensitive to that and we don't overbuild prior to any sort of construction. So this is a pretty simple project. This is the front entrance, of course, and you can see the concrete bollards there out front. And so we want to do our work again right around the entrances. So in this case, we're planting a row of mature trees in raised planters. Again, very strategic in that location. We're adding irrigation and some uplighting on those trees, and so it's going to be a pretty simple project that I think will really enhance that campus.
So is there room for the pedestrians and the planters?
Yes. And then our last campus is Stark, and if you all recall Stark, it has a very long, large grass area in front and a very long walkway. You can see that on the right picture there. So again, we want to make sure that we pop that entrance out as much as we can. And we're doing a little work to the left, and you'll see this in this campus. If you see the work again, it's to the left of the plan view. You can see the work concentrated at the entrance level, again with the trees designated, the plants underneath the trees, the low-level shrub plants. We have some benches. And then to the right, we're doing another little area to enhance the campus. And so we have some bench planter combinations and some large trees we're planting out there. And you can see there's a lot of standing room hard surface underneath those trees. And that actually concludes my presentation. This item is marked for action, and we are recommending that the board approve this project to Kibler Construction for a total of $748,536. And it is for the 4 campuses that were described before, and this is funded out of the Farmers Branch #1 TIF zone.
So board members, are there any questions? I'm just curious if indigenous means water or no watering.
It is low water.
Okay.
It's low water, high hardy. I did a little research actually on all the plants that were specified, and they were very, very sensitive to native plants, and that were low maintenance, take less water.
Yes, Mr. Scheckman?
Mr. Finley, there was, in our review of campuses, that we were actually out of some of the zoning compliance for landscape. Were any of these campuses in that, and is this addressing that, or is that going to be in some of the further projects?
Both of those things. Okay. Yes, this was, you were absolutely correct. There were some of our issues with some of our campuses that did not meet the current zoning for landscaping. That was more in the Carrollton side. Okay. This is Farmers Branch. But what we're planning now would meet those zoning requirements. And again, that pilot piece is really critical to this, so we can actually see what happens and how this looks and how this enhances and how the community perceives these projects is going to be really critical as we move forward.
I think the lighting will be interesting to see, since I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
So this is an action item. Mr. Scheckman?
Ms. Klein, I
Hold on.
would,
Tanya?
I just want to add that we, in addition to awarding the contract to Kibler, we're also requesting that the superintendent be authorized to execute the contract.
Okay.
okay, then, Ms. Klein, I would move that we approve the awarding of the contract for the 4 campuses to Kibler, and that we authorize that up to the $748,536 as specified, and specify that Dr. Chapman be authorized to execute those contracts.
So we have a motion by Mr. Scheckman, second by Ms. Valenzuela. Any further discussion? Mr. Ramos?
On this particular item, I'm going to go ahead and abstain from voting since I am on the TIF board.
Okay. So all those in favor? And then Mr. Ramos is abstaining, so we have 6 in favor and 1 recusal or abstention or whatever. So thank you very much, Mr. Finley, for your slides. Those were interesting. I hope the school has been pleased with the product, Miss Principal. Miss Susan Macho, yes, I see a thumbs up. Awesome. So at this time, we have dealt with our items that we have on our agenda. Let's see. Audience members are welcome to remain in the boardroom as board members recess and move into 150, the executive conference room. So for our next agenda item, which is item number 7, closed meeting as authorized under Texas Government Code, including but not limited to Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, 551.072, real property, 551.074, personnel matters, 551.076, security devices, 551.082, school children, district employees, disciplinary matter or complaint, 551.0821, personally identifiable student information, 551.084, investigation. The specific topics for board deliberation and closed meeting tonight are item 7A, conduct the superintendent formative evaluation, and item 7B, closed meeting is authorized under Texas Government Code pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.076, discussion and deliberation regarding safety and security. So y'all are welcome to stay here as long as you want. We're going to go ahead and recess to room 150, and we will be back in the future to finish our meeting. But at this time, at 8:18, we are recessing. We are back on the record in open session, having returned from closed session. The time is now 10:54 p.m. Our next agenda item is number 8, reconvene an open meeting for possible action regarding items discussed in closed meeting. Board members, does anybody have any action they'd like to take at this time? So our next item is comments from board members regarding posted agenda items. Board members, does anyone have any comments they'd like to make about posted agenda items? So, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of our agenda, and we are adjourned at 10:55 p.m.